Maybe they just not ready for a newcomer. Dolly was trying to be real nice about it. I mean, but Dolly was behind her. Dolly let her use Jolene. First off, Dolly's just a national treasure. So let's just put that out there. We will not take any Dolly slander around here. Period. Flat out. Dolly has done more for black folks than most black folks have done. So let's just chill out. But she wasn't gonna get that damn fucking award.
Yeah.
She wasn't.
All right, somebody that we do love, Tevin Campbell, breaks down actually why his third album, Back to the World, didn't pop and his career kind of start tailing off. This is pretty interesting. He talks about
Tevin in 1991, Tevin in 1991, and then I'm Ready in 1993, and then around your third album, things started to slow down. So remind me or everyone of what was going on at that period. This is like around 1996, and how did that sit with you?
It was a hard time for me because I didn't know what was going on, but there were a lot of politics that was going on at Warner Brothers. So I'll never forget showing up at the photo session for that album, and I had the twist, and they literally lost their minds. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing the twist? And then right after the I'm Ready, it was a huge fight with Prince and Warner Brothers, and those songs that he produced, they couldn't do anything with those songs because he didn't allow it. So it was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with me and Warner Brothers that I didn't realize as a kid. Back to the World was a big surprise for me. I didn't understand why I wasn't selling. I didn't understand why Warner Brothers wasn't concentrating on me as an artist.
Yeah.
But I know now. Mo Austin was there. Ray Harris, Hank Spann, all those people left. Those were all the people that made Tevin Campbell who he was, and they were black people. They started concentrating on the pop artists and the pop music, and there was a lot of changes going on with R&B music at the time. I also think it has a lot to do with just the child star syndrome. They didn't know what to do with me. You know, it's a business.
Ooh.
And the Usher album also came out that year.
There you go. Good. Yep.
I just wanted to get straight to the point.
Well, it's interesting. He said the Prince thing is that's when Prince was going at Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that's a valid argument. Like now,
that was what made it the most interesting to me.
When he said that, I was like, now, okay, wait a minute, I'm listening.
You didn't say something about they didn't push me. Like, oh no, you got a legitimate thing here now, brother. Go
like,
talking.
You might be right. Like that's real. Like with for the children at home. Warner, there was a time when Prince became the artist formerly known as Prince.
I call him Cap.
Right, he was just a symbol, right? Because he felt that he was basically a prisoner or a slave to Warner Brothers because they were the album, they had his masters, all that stuff. So with that going on, and him producing most of Tevin shit, I could see how he wasn't nobody trying to focus on his shit at that time.
Or that you wouldn't get the rights for it. That was a thing. I'm sorry, Tevin, you can't use it. But we recorded 13 songs. I can't do it.
Yeah, man, that's the business.
Wait a minute. Let's so this album dropped June 18th, 1996.
It wasn't a bad album either, though. Keep that in mind.
I'm reading the reviews. The reviews are with it. But let's see, hold on.
Back to the World is a dope ass song. Like the title song is dope.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to blame Usher, but I think I can't.
Why you say that?
Because Usher came out the next year, 97.
Yeah. So Usher's first album was out. And again, Usher's first album is one of those, if you know, you know. It was a good album. But most people learn about Usher with My Way, right? So let's go with My Way. My Way dropped September 16th, 97. The lead single, You Make Me Wanna, was August 5th of 97. Tevin Campbell dropped 96. And yeah, so it's Usher came out the next year. So it's unfortunately, Usher has nothing to do with that Tevin's album not selling. Now, I will say that because of Usher's popularity, it may have been harder for Tevin to get back in. And then also now there's that age difference. Right? So Usher is the younger version of, like, Tevin's getting a little older. Usher's still a little young. So, but I don't think they're different. Their age difference isn't that broad.
Yeah, they probably like maybe a couple years apart.
They fuck around. I think they the same. Now I'm sitting there like, are they the same damn age?
No, Tevin Campbell's 47.
They're about a couple years.
48 this year. He'll be 48 this year.
I'm like, but Usher ain't.
Usher's 45. So.
Yeah, I'm like, they ain't that much younger. I'm like, it's like it's not that huge of an age gap. Was my point. Like it wasn't like it was like a 10-year gap, but so Usher kind of picked up where Tevin left off, and then also those twists. That's, I feel like we need to discuss the twist.
Yeah, that wasn't the best move.
Also affected album sales.
That wasn't a good move though.
The twists weren't a good move. What I want to talk to somebody, because seriously, how the hell did we let niggas do this? Because is it because of Old Dog? Like,
yes,
Old Dog kicked it off.
Old Dog, then Mystical with those same
and then, the son on the Parenthood. The oldest son.
Kenny Blank.
And kid.
That mug was horrible. That nigga had a bowl cut.
Yeah,
Bob with braids.
Rocking those bowl cut, like you said, them bowl cutting in the braids over the top.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
I am so pleased that dudes that I dealt with either had a low cut or a curly box.
That North County kitchen curl.
Yeah, you had a low cut, or you went up to K cuts over on Ada Wardley and Cousins. Right, no, not Ada Wardley, on Cousins and damn street.
I know it's the Horde.
Thank you, on Horde and on Horde and Cousins, right there at K Cuts. There was a lady named Paula in there, and Paula would give you your curly bob and or box.
Yeah, that's right by the middle school.
Yeah. Like the middle school is on Cousins, and Jennings is on. And the high school is on.
So my follow-up question to y'all: if, let's say, in a different world, Prince was able to produce some of the songs on there as they thought, do you think that would have changed this album, or was Tevin just not transitioning into the adulthood in general? Period. That his statement is like, they didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. Transitioning me from a child star to an adult.
I think it would have changed it because he would have had somebody big behind him, because he had Babyface on the last album, and then Quincy and Albie Shore and Prince on
But Prince was on that too, though. Prince was on Prince
first album. But Prince doing more songs.
Yeah. So, and then like I said, hell, because Prince was on the second album. That was Shush.
Mm-hmm. That's
was that bad. I think, if he would have gotten, like, so with the songs, I think if the songs would have been better, or if he'd have been able to have that Prince backing, that the album would have sold differently. I'm not saying that Tevin would have had Usher's career. I'm not saying that. I think that the album would have sold. And I think that Tevin may have been, if Tevin left the industry, I feel like Tevin was pushed out of the industry versus him leaving on his own terms.
Prince produced 5 songs on I'm Ready.
Yeah. So I think if this album would have done right, it done okay. If all of a sudden after this album, the record company started ignoring him and was like, okay, we only dealing with pop artists, whatever. I think he may have pivoted in a different way. But at least this album would have done well, and he'd have figured something out. He just would have switched labels or something like that. But I think with this album not doing well,
this would have been his New Edition. This would have been his heartbreak album, me going into the grown man.
Yep, good point.
Out of the teenage.
That's it. That is it. But when was the hell the? Yeah, I said this album dropped in 97. What did I say? I forgot.
Tevin in 96.
No, you talking about
Tevin. So he's like, so again, you got the first 2 albums are amazing. I'm Ready. I'm Ready is It was a great album, and the song "I'm Ready" is better than "Can We Talk." But either way, right? He is going off of that the Goofy movie, that shit, and so he's hot. Hey, like we fuck with Tevin, and then he came out with them Twist, and I remember literally like the video coming on and me seeing that hair and being like, what is?
It got me thinking of that episode of Atlanta when they talk about the Disney. They like, you gotta get Tevin Campbell. He's the hottest singer out.
And that's real, and that's such a real fucking statement. So just like now, now or just over the last how many years, somebody would feel that same way about Usher. Right, that make us say we got to get Usher, blah, blah, blah. That's what it was like for Tevin Campbell. So that's when I said before that Tevin Campbell was the Prince of R&B, and then Usher came in, and he was never the Prince of R&B. Okay, well then who was then? If it wasn't before, who was it?
Tevin was that guy in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it wasn't Tevin, then who was it?
It was just really like a smooth transition to go with Usher. You know,
it was a very easy transition to go from Tevin to Usher.
And Tevin's more of a balladeer. He's not going to dance up there either, though. He just goes
exactly. So, like I said, that's why it's not a matter of, like I said, it's not saying that Tevin's career would have continued on because he's not he would have pivoted that way. So he'd have been with that class of the Joes and the Brian McKnights and the Donnie. That's where he'd have been able to go.
Good ballad, singing ballads.
Yeah, that's it, right? A little up tempo, something from here to there, but he's not going to be dancing. Usher dances, and that's what sets him apart. Because then the reality is, on the first album, Usher wasn't dancing. Look at the old videos. Look at "Call Me a Mac."
Doing little grooves.
Right, like he wasn't dancing.
Hey, this cool ass Scott from the I Love 90s Music Podcast. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like it on the SOLC Network. You finna get all the real deal on the 90s, the 2000s, and the splash of that 80s. Do it right now, man, and I'll be your friend.